Come with us on a journey into the unknown, the unexplained, and the unbelievable. We will test your senses and challenge your beliefs. A world where science and religion clash. Or do they? You will meet real people and hear real stories, but you will not believe. You will witness strange sights and hear strange sounds, but you will not believe. This is the New England Ghost Project. Welcome to the nightmare.
Good. What the hell is that? Coffee. More coffee, please.
Had 30 minutes to clear your throat.
No sugar. What the hell was that? Anyways, welcome to Ghost Chronicles Morning Edition right here on the net. New England Talks with Ron Kolick and Lou Blasi, the professor.
Now on TuneIn.
TuneIn?
Yeah.
iTunes?
Yep.
TogiNet?
Yep.
Audio, not the video like we give.
You cannot avoid us.
No, even if you try. It's like a bad penny.
Yep.
So, anyways, lots of things to talk about, primarily stupidity.
Oh, good.
So,
A subject I'm familiar with.
well, I got one other thing I wanted to introduce. I don't know if I should save it or I'll just throw it in because it's
Save
not,
it.
it's
We don't save
it's
things
not
here.
really stupid, but
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to bring it in anyways before we talk about stupidity.
Okay.
So, anyways, I've got this little crappy ass piece of paper you can't even read because it's so faded. I bought a desk, big, beautiful desk, mahogany from American woolen company years and years ago.
Big, heavy,
Oh,
a
huge,
boss's desk.
huge desk, not the little ones. I have those too, and I have a nice oak one of those.
Yeah, old school desk.
Yeah, really nice.
Yep.
Anyways, and inside I found this, so they're talking about raising the minimum wage. In fact, they did on federal employees starting in some 2022 or something, right?
Oh, yeah. There's always raises going in here.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Who the hell's paying for this, by the way? I don't know.
You and I are.
So this is the list of what the minimum wage was.
Because every time the government has meddled in the free market, it's always worked out great.
I stirred its feathers.
Healthcare, higher education. It's always worked out great.
Yeah.
That's what we need. More government meddling in free markets.
Mm-hmm. So anyways, this is the minimum wage effective December 2nd, 1959.
Oh, nice.
Put out by the Department of Labor and Industry in Lawrence, Massachusetts.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So inexperienced help. So if you wanted to start a job and you really didn't have any experience,
Right.
you were paid a whopping 85 cents per hour.
85 cents an hour.
85 cents an hour. Okay. However, after 44 hours, which is what, only a week, right?
Yep.
Yeah. You went all the way up to $1.20. Bringing in
That was
big
overtime.
bucks. Bringing in the big bucks. So,
Okay. Do you know what the equivalent of $1 in 1959
I
is
do
today?
not. I do not.
$9.10.
Is it really?
Yep.
So we're right above.
So
we're
minimum-
actually above. Our minimum is above. Yeah.
Yeah. Minimum wage in 1959 was the equivalent of $9.10. Well, it was 85 cents. So it was a
Minimum
little lower
wage
than
is what, $12 or something, $12.50.
that, depending on where you are and what you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah, around $12.50. So minimum wage now is way above what was
Way
back
ahead
then.
of 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So experience help. If you were experienced help and you got hired, you got $1 an hour.
Okay.
Okay. And then after 44 hours, you got $1.35.
Nice.
Now you might ask yourself, Lou,
I might.
what is experienced help? Right.
Sure.
So that is someone with 600 hours of service.
Wow.
So there you go. I found that, and I did want to bring it up just to show you how lucky we are nowadays.
It's less than a year, isn't it? 40 hours a week would be 400. That'd be 10 weeks would be 400 hours.
You make me do math on Monday morning.
40 hours a week.
Yep.
10 weeks.
It's 400. Yeah.
So 600 would be about
Half of that,
about 15 weeks.
15 weeks.
About a quarter of a
3 months,
Yeah.
right? 3 months, 1 week.
Yeah.
If my math is
That's how
right.
you get experienced.
So there you go.
Nice.
So it goes to show you, and we are above. People are complaining. Now that was the equivalent, right? You said that
The
was
equivalent of $1 in 1959 is $9.10 today.
I suppose we'd have to look at the cost of living.
Well, that gives you a pretty good idea of what the.
Oh, it is. That's
Yeah.
pretty much okay. All right, good. So we are above. That shows you how much we really moved. We did really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
If it was $12.50 now, it was only $9 and something, according. If we had
But see,
equated it.
this is where, not to get too political, but this is where we get into the stupidity thing.
Yeah, we'll get into
Because
stupidity.
People
That's exactly
think
what
that
we're doing.
raising the minimum wage gives people more buying power, and it doesn't, because what they assume, this is why they think taxing corporations is good,
Mhm.
because they assume that the corporation or the company is going to absorb the increase in salary, and they assume that the company is going to absorb the increase in taxes. And in neither case,
they're going to decrease their profits.
and in neither case is that true.
3 cases.
That raise goes to the consumer, and it goes to the employee. If you raise the minimum wage, they hire less employees and they hire them for less hours.
They hire less employees. They raise the price on the product.
Right.
So I mean, it's lose, lose, lose.
Right. Exactly.
Except for the few people that are working, they get a little bit more. But then again, the products are going up, so it's going to cost them more anyway.
Right.
So
Exactly. So, exactly right.
Yeah. All right. So, China is probably like the worst state in the world right now, as far as they've got the worst pollution,
Yeah.
greenhouse or whatever, if you believe in
Sure.
it, whatever. But it's horrible
China
conditions.
should be underwater
right?
in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, so I bought this morning. I went to the lovely dollar store,
Mhm.
right? And
I love the dollar store.
yeah, you know that the where was the math? That is the fastest growing chain in the country.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, they've opened stores are closing down. They're opening like 500 new stores.
Good for them.
Dollar General, Dollar Family Dollar, all
Yep.
those dollars. So these are the wonderful tools, and
It's $1 worth of tools.
yeah, made in China, right?
See, that's useful for $1.
Yeah, you're going to shove it in my car. That's what I wanted for, just to have it.
And when it breaks, you toss it. It's
Exactly.
$1.
But okay,
Hmm.
here comes the stupidity part.
Okay. Yeah.
Warning: this is pair of pliers, by the
Warning.
way.
Yep.
Pair of pliers.
Pair of pliers.
Right? This is a pair of pliers. Pair of pliers. Let me say that one more time. A pair of pliers.
A pair of pliers.
Using hand tools can be dangerous.
Oh God.
Always take care and keep away from children. Wear protective eyewear at all times.
Mhm.
And a pair of frickin' pliers.
Surprised it said "do not eat."
No peanuts. Can you imagine that that's the point we are now? That we are.
Oh yeah.
It just irks the crap out of me. We have to put disclaimers. When we were kids, Lou, you and I, we played
just
rocks and
Yeah.
sticks and anything else that we could find our little hands on.
We rode on bikes without helmets. Can you imagine?
Okay, yeah,
Can you imagine?
yeah.
It is a bit of a different world, but yeah, there are certain things.
What?
You got to read the warning labels on a bunch of stuff. That'll amuse the hell out of you.
You could spend hours doing
Yeah.
it. So the Chinese, as I mentioned, were one of my favorite stupid people today, and they just sent up their
What did they do?
they sent up their rocket.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
All the other space countries, right, know how to take care of controlled entries on their products. Okay.
Yep.
But no, Chinese just shoot them up, and hey, whenever they come down, they come down.
Yep.
So that's it. And everybody's admonishing them, but they don't give a rat's ass. They're building their own space
Oh, they
station.
can.
They're going to be happy.
They're doing their own thing.
Good for them. Even the Russians, whatever.
The Russians are after him too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
everybody's just stupid. I mean, you get this junk coming down all over the place, and
Yep.
some of this is big junk.
Oh hey, look, there's a 75% chance it's going to land in the ocean.
Yeah,
So your odds are pretty good.
yeah. But in 1997,
Yeah.
Lottie Williams was walking her dog in the park in Tulsa, Oklahoma, when she was hit in the shoulder by a piece of
Space junk.
space junk. The metal was confirmed to be a piece of a Delta II rocket.
Okay.
So there you go. You say it can't happen to you? Well, that's what Lottie thought too. And look what happened to her. Lottie, oh Lottie. God, can you believe that?
I got to show you this.
You got something interesting? It's
I
like
hope-
that show that I was watching there for a while about the girl that was killed by a gold-plated toilet seat from a Russian spaceship.
This is a site that tracks space junk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where's the planet? I can't see it.
It's under there. There's all kinds of space junk going on there.
Unbelievable, huh?
I mean, this is a not to scale representation, but still gives you an idea of how much stuff is out there.
How much crap is out there?
And how much of that is subject to a controlled reentry.
Well, the good thing about it, if this piece is small, must they just burn up an entry,
Yeah.
which is the thing. But the Russian one was like huge. I forget the
Chinese one.
Yeah, the Chinese one. It was gigantic, actually. It was ridiculous.
Hey, just throw it up there. Like I said, you got a 75% chance it's going to hit the ocean.
You remember when the first?
Once you put Siberia in there and you put China itself in there,
Oh, it'd be nice if it fell down on China, but it's
Yeah.
not going to fall on China. They're not that stupid. Make sure.
the odds are very much in your favor.
So that brings a point. If what happens if you get, say, one of those pieces of crap lands on your house and wrecks your house? What happens?
Liberty Mutual goes to the Chinese government and tries to get some compensation.
Are you covered on your homeowners? I don't know. We've got to find out on that one. Are you covered under your homeowners? Are you covered under some? You have to get special space insurance. I don't know.
See, this is why I need a cleaner on my computer when I die, because my search results does homeowners cover space junk. Falling objects, including satellites, asteroids, meteors, and space debris, are covered under standard homeowners and business insurance policies. If a satellite, meteor, or asteroid falls on your car, coverage is provided under the optional comprehensive portion of the auto insurance policy. But if you have comprehensive, you're covered for satellites.
Oh, so that's good to know then. So that would I would assume that would be space toilet stuff too. I mean, airplane toilet stuff too.
Falling objects, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good to know. I feel much more comfortable now.
Let's see. Another, this is dated October. Oh, this is 2011, so this is old. But another piece of space junk is expected to fall on Earth October 22nd or 23rd, less than a month after a defunct NASA satellite fell into the Pacific Ocean. German's Rosat satellite should enter our atmosphere this weekend and break into pieces traveling as fast as 280 miles an hour. Although the chances are pretty slim a piece might hit someone, about 1 in 2,000.
That's all?
That's all, yeah. I mean, I understand it's slim, but I would have
2,000 is not as big as I thought it was.
No, not as big as I thought it was either. You might be wondering whether your insurer will cover the damage if a chunk of space junk hit your house or car. Okay, you're probably more worried about what would happen if a 280 mile an hour projectile hit you, but I'm sure you're concerned about the insurance coverage too. Well, you can relax. Damage caused by falling objects is covered under standard life, auto, and homeowners insurance policies, according to the Insurance Information Institute.
Really?
Homeowners policies cover damage to the home and those belonging inside it. So yeah, falling object, that would be blue ice, right?
Yeah. Toilet stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does blue ice always land? Or does it break up or melt or
Funkin' waggle it.
Yeah. Here we go.
While you're doing that.
I love my life.
While you're doing that.
That's what I do for a living.
While you're doing that.
Yeah.
So what happens if your house is, you claim that your house is haunted? Do you have to disclose it? Are you asking?
Well, you know that in some states, right?
Well, I thought take another look at it. So let's take a look at Alabama. Court ruled that the seller must disclose any material defect or condition that affects the health, the safety, and health or safety, is unknown to the buyer. In other words, if you don't know it's haunted, it affects your health.
If you don't know your health and safety, And I assume we're talking mental health.
Yeah, would be, right? Or physical, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, but you have to, for this to be, we're talking legal precedent here.
Okay.
And actual threat. We have to determine that this is an actual
threat,
right?
Yeah. In Alaska, a seller must disclose if a murder or a suicide on the property within the last year.
Okay, if a murder is on the property in the last year, yes, you should disclose that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, somebody got massacred in my house, but you can buy it anyway. We've cleaned up the blood. There's no problem. In Arizona, a court ruled that a seller must disclose important facts that might negatively affect the value of the property. So if you say it's haunted, then people might not want to buy the haunted house. The value might be going down.
Yeah. But really, you have to disclose that?
In Arkansas, a seller doesn't need to disclose anything at all. So there you go. Of course, there's no surprise. How about the great Republic of California? The court ruled that death on a property may be material if the death had a major effect on the value of the property. Seller must disclose death on a property within the last 3 years. That's what they ruled.
Well, okay, and I'm not minimizing ghosts or paranormal or anything like that, but a death on a property is a tangible, quantifiable thing. And if someone died on the property in the last 3 years, yeah, that should be disclosed.
In Connecticut,
would you buy it wouldn't bother me if someone died on the property.
No. In Connecticut,
if there were
seller must tell a buyer about a murder or suicide if the buyer asks. Hey, by the way,
anyone ever get murdered or commit suicide?
Yeah.
Now, for example, if I'm buying a house in LA County, say, for example, and there was a murder on the property, like a drug-related murder on the property, I think I'd like to know that.
I think, yeah.
Because I'm guessing, drug people aren't looking at, homeownership listings.
Yeah.
They come back and think you're the guy that, stiffed them last year or something.
My brother had bought a house in Florida, and he was redoing it, and found bullet holes in the wall.
God.
Actually, bullets.
Really?
Yeah.
From a incident in the house, or like a drive-by, or we don't know.
No idea.
Nobody knows. Yeah. See, yes, drive-by shooting is something that should be disclosed too.
And a lot of things should be.
Or any shooting at all, any bullets hitting the house in the last couple of years, I think that should be disclosed.
So going through this chart here, whoa, wait a minute here. New Jersey. Seller doesn't need to disclose psychological impairments, murder, suicide, or a property reported to be haunted. Seller should disclose known information if the buyer asks. So that one there, they have to if the buyer asks.
So if you're looking for a house, ask if there's any ghosts.
Yeah.
That you know of.
Yeah, there's another one. Minnesota. Minnesota seller doesn't need to disclose any fact that doesn't affect the buyer's use or enjoyment of the property, including perceived paranormal activity.
Okay. So they're taking the this is not necessarily a thing approach.
Yeah.
Because if you feel it's a thing, a haunting would damage your ability to enjoy your house.
So those states actually mention paranormal activity, the ones I marked there.
Yeah.
So in Connecticut, Delaware, Georgia, New Hampshire, New Jersey, and South Carolina, seller must disclose death on the property.
That's fair. I don't have a problem with that.
So if you owned a home in Texas and there was a chainsaw massacre in 1974,
yes,
you can keep that a secret.
Oh, because it's a statute of limitations.
Yeah, keep it a secret, evidently.
Yeah. There was a Texas chainsaw massacre in the house. I'd kind of like to know.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Weird stuff, huh?
Blue ice in the context of aviation is frozen sewage material that is leaked mid-flight from commercial aircraft lavatory waste systems. Airlines are not allowed to dump their waste tanks mid-flight, and pilots have no mechanism by which to do so. But leaks sometimes do occur.
Yes, they do. I've known houses to get hit by blue crap.
You've been to houses?
No.
Oh.
I read about them.
A Long Island couple says, this is February 28th of 2012.
Probably the one I heard.
Long Island couple says they were pelted with waste from the lavatory of an airplane passing overhead last Thursday. At first, the husband identified the blackish green liquid as oil, but he says police officer on the scene disagreed, saying, yeah, it looks like there was an incident. Some lavatory excrement had leaked out. Do airplanes ever dump their waste while in flight? Not intentionally. Airline toilets are either a closed waste system, which works much like the common household toilet and flushes the wastewater into an onboard sewage tank, or a more modern vacuum waste system, which sucks the wastewater into the tank. And while up in the air, the latter is powered by the difference between the air pressure outside the plane and inside the cabin, and produces a roaring vacuum whenever the passenger activates the flush.
That vacuum stuff, that's not good.
Yeah. Under normal circumstances, the ground crews dispose of the sewage after the plane lands. Even if the pilot and flight attendants wanted to empty a tank mid-flight, they couldn't, as the valve is located on the outside of the plane and can be only opened by the ground crew. Waste can seep out of the tanks in a malfunctioning aircraft. This happens when a sewage tank or drain tube develops a leak, usually resulting in what air travel experts refer to as blue ice, which is not what you get when blue wastewater treatment liquid from the plane toilet is exposed to freezing temperatures, which is what you get when the blue waste treatment liquid from the plane toilet is exposed to freezing temperatures at high altitude. Blue ice typically gathers, see, we're going to get our answer here. Blue ice typically gathers and stays on the outside of the aircraft, but sometimes it breaks off before landing. When blue ice does come loose, it often melts and evaporates before reaching the ground. This wasn't always the case. Was that Leicester, England? Leicester, England couple was reportedly enjoying a spot of good weather, quote unquote, out in their garden when some blue ice hit the roof of their house, broke apart, and landed on their heads. I won't read the rest of that. So blue ice usually evaporates. So usually, melts and evaporates.
Yeah. I don't know. That's another problem we have to worry about. Do you have to
disclose if your house gets hit by blue ice?
I don't know. Do you? Would you?
While we're on the real estate thing, last night I was watching a series of shows about finding tiny houses. And this particular episode was about boathouses. And this guy's boathouse was next to a bar in the marina.
Yeah.
And it had like 2 stories, and the top story was open.
Mm-hmm.
And to buy the houseboat, you had to sign a waiver that you wouldn't complain about the noise in the bar and the restaurant in the marina.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But can you actually waive that?
You can waive just about anything as long as you sign away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the ballpark, right? You get hit by a foul ball, you sign in your ticket or whatever your tickets, it has it on there. So there are a lot of things. Yeah. You can always sue. But
I was going to say, I wonder how it would stand up. But yeah.
But yeah, they usually stand up pretty good. So.
More stupidity?
Well,
that was a stupidity head shake right there.
You think about, you were talking about the toilets on the plane and the vacuum, right?
Yep.
Do you know how many people die from the vacuums in swimming pools?
Oh, yeah, I would imagine.
It's horrendous.
I saw a Baywatch episode about that.
Was it about breast enlargement?
No. Not intentionally. No, a woman was in the swimming pool searching for her engagement ring that she dropped, and she went by the drain and just got sucked in and was stuck down at the bottom of the pool.
Yep.
Till one of the Baywatch guys rescued her.
Of course, they rescue.
Yeah.
But these people weren't so happy. Eureka Toma in water park in Japan was
a water park.
Yep.
I'm guessing there's regulations on when you can open those
6
drains.
hours to recover the body.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Can you imagine?
No.
Oh. They couldn't just shut off the drain?
Wow, I didn't know this. Do you know who Brian Jones is?
Brian Jones of the Beach Boys?
Rolling Stones?
Oh, the Rolling Stones, right? Yeah.
Brian Jones.
Sorry.
Wilson.
Brian Wilson, right? Brian Jones, the original guitarist of the Rolling Stones.
At age 27, was found motionless at the bottom of his swimming pool in Hartfield, Sussex, England, around midnight on July 2nd or 3rd. His Swedish girlfriend
Nice work if you can get it.
Claimed he would be still had a pulse as they pulled him out of the pool. However, he's pronounced dead when doctors arrived. Theories are that he was sucked up by.
I can give you a theory.
Yeah. Nothing. No, he couldn't to this. He was. Yeah. He was.
Like Tiger Woods' recent accident. Nothing going on there. Just driving a little too fast.
He hit the wrong thing.
Yeah. Didn't William Shatner's wife die in a pool?
Popular DJ wife died. No, he did. In July 21st, 2008, shock Baltimore when one of its popular DJs was dead because of a swimming pool accident. DJ Swift.
DJ Swift, okay.
DJ K Swift, excuse me.
DJ Sunk.
Yeah. Whose real name is Kia Egerton, had been a DJ at the young age of 11. Maybe that was a problem. Wow.
Were these all drain incidents or just pool incidents?
No. No, he just died. I don't know what the hell. There was 7 people there, but they didn't pull him out of the pool. So.
Oh, God. Really?
I don't know. These are just crazy ass. 2007, Amu Star, Voice of India, crowned one of the youngest winners, Isha Gining Shung. Yeah, forget it. I don't know. She died too. There's too many people dying. Let's just ignore it. Yeah, they're all dying. Anyway, yep, they're all dead. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that's what?
I was just looking up.
I know one that was some little kid got it. It actually
freak swimming pool accidents.
Pulled the freaking intestines out of.
Oh no! See, oh
yeah.
No.
Yeah, that was.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. So I don't know, but swimming pools, you got to be safe, people. Pay attention to what you're doing, and
you got to be safe with pliers too.
Yeah. So we got to take a break, anyways. All right. So. That's right. Yeah, well, listen, let's ride. You're listening to Ghost Chronicles Morning Edition right here on the net, New England Talks, along with Ron Kolick. I'm along with Lou Blassie right here on TuneIn and iTunes, TogiNet, and HD2.
It's Apple Podcasts now. It's not iTunes anymore.
It isn't?
No.
Oh.
Apple Podcasts.
All right, we'll be right back.
Do you have a paranormal event, book, or something else you want people to know about? Then why not advertise it on Ghost Chronicles Radio? With over 150,000 downloads a month, get your message out to an audience that's interested in the subject. We have a plan at a cost that fits your needs. For more information, contact Ron Kolick at anyghostproject@comcast.net or call 978-455-6678.
Are you seeing a ghostly apparition every time you look in the mirror? Are you terrified to realize that pale, lifeless, lack of energy form hovering before you is in fact you? How would you like to be transformed? Healing begins from within, and it's never too late to start feeling good. Are you curious? Interested? Good. Don't wait another minute. Visit transformyourlifenow.org or contact Maureen. The email address is maureen@transformyourlife.org.
Everyone is cashing in on social media, and all marketing roads lead through social media. If you want to make a splash here in the Merrimack Valley, you need to tap in. This is where the new CEM podcast studios come in. Of course, you can spend your time, energy, and money learning how to wrangle technology to make a podcast instead of running your business. Or you can invest in telling everyone in the Merrimack Valley, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Maine, the Seacoast, or everywhere in the world about your great business, product, service, or yourself. The CEM Podcast Studio is a local audio and video studio dedicated to the craft of podcasts. Their studios feature state-of-the-art recording and mixing equipment designed specifically to produce the best audio and video podcasts. Best of all you need to worry about is your show, your business, and your brand. We do the rest. Call 978-686-9966. That's 978-686-9966 to schedule a no-obligation tour of the CEM facilities and meet with a podcast specialist. Or go to CEMpodcast.com to find out more about podcasting services. CEMpodcast.com, your window to the world.
Welcome back to Ghost Chronicles Morning Edition with New England's own Van Helsing, Ron Kolick. And you can find us on Ghost Chronicles Radio on Patreon. Check them out. Extra stuff that only our Ghost Chronicles Radio Patreon subscribers get. As we said today, tune in Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts. You can find us in a lot of different places, so please do so.
So, do you ever hear of, whoa, have I got a mic?
Yeah, you have a mic.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Can't hear myself. Don't like that. It's scary. Hello. Do you ever hear of George Edgerly?
No.
No?
No.
George Edgerly, let me see if I can give you the pertinent information. I actually remember this. I hate this little, I got to get a real mouse one of these days. Where were we here? Wait a minute. What happened here?
I don't know what happened.
It just moved on me. Where am I? How did I get into something else? Oh, there it is. Oh, there it goes. In December 1959, George Edgerly from Lowell, 25-year-old wife Elizabeth disappeared after a confrontation with her husband in Lowell, Massachusetts.
What year is this again? I'm sorry.
1959.
Okay.
The couple had a stormy relationship, and Edgerly reportedly had a quick temper. On more than one occasion, Elizabeth had been seen with bruises and cuts, and she blamed her husband. Several witnesses testified at his murder trial that Edgerly and Elizabeth had been fighting the day that she disappeared. What they did is they found her body in Beaverbrook in Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, my hometown.
Mm-hmm.
They found, but it was all cut up in pieces.
Yeah.
So they found the head, and they didn't find the head there. Yeah, so it was pretty bad.
That takes a certain level of sickness.
Yeah, this whole thing.
Because, by the way, it's not easy. It's not an easy job dismembering a body.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't want to go into this. They arrested him after they found the body, and they put him on trial. He was defended by F. Lee Bailey.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, except he lost.
How does a guy like that afford F. Lee Bailey? It's just a high-profile case, and
he had some money.
Yeah. He had some money. Okay.
Yeah, he. So yeah, he had some money. He was like a. There's so much article here. I didn't want to do it, but he had a car dealership or something. I forget. But he actually had somebody help him do this thing. So, anyways,
that's a good friend, right?
Yeah. Hey, help me cut up my wife, will you? And dump her body.
I got a little problem here.
And dump her body in the river. Speaking about that, do you see that poor woman they found in? No, they just arrested the guy because his girlfriend was pregnant, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, what the hell did he do? Oh, he punched her in the face. Oh, he's a boxer. That's what he was. He was a boxer. He's an Olympic boxer. He punched her in the face, right?
Yep.
Knocked her down, tied her arms and her wrists with wire, injected her with drugs, dumped her off the bridge into the river, and shot her.
Not necessarily in that order.
Pretty much.
He shot her after he dumped her off the bridge?
Yeah.
Because she was still flopping around?
I guess so.
Oh, God. Why wouldn't you shoot? Why would
he
you
was married, so he just didn't want, abortions cost money. So I have no idea.
If you're going to shoot somebody eventually,
Yeah.
why don't you
But
just shoot them
shows
first?
you how cruel people can be.
Oh, Lord. I know, people are sick.
I love this one. Okay, so anyways, he was convicted. The state acknowledged that the case was circumstantial, explained that that was to be expected. When a man intends to kill his wife, he does not invite the same people to the murder that he invited to his wedding. Prosecutor Frank Warowski told jurors. After 10 hours, they decided that the state had not overcome the burden of proof, and Edgley was freed. Ooh, I didn't know that. I thought he was convicted. Ooh. On February of 1974 in Beverly, Mass., a resident spotted something washed up in the shore in the Danvers River and realized it was a corpse, and police were summoned. What began as a routine murder investigation became national scandal as the country's largest automobile manufacturer was involved. Several people would go to jail for fraud and theft. George Edgley would end up on trial once again for murder. Get away with it once.
Yep.
The victim was Francis Smith, a Boston resident who was employed as a district service representative of General Motors Chevrolet Corporation. Police quickly recreated this last day of his life, finding that he had spent this workday at the automobile dealership owned by Gordon Butler in Lowell, Butler Chevrolet.
Really?
Yep. The last known people to see him that day was Butler Chevrolet Service Department employee James Dawson and his boss, George Edgley. It was Smith's job to monitor Butler's warranty and repairs. The large dealership was expected to perform about $30,000 a month in warranty work, but Butler was doing nearly twice that. While police in Middlesex County looked for the criminal side of things, auditors with General Motors began to examine the company's warranty program for possible fraud. The company would eventually uncover hundreds of thousands of dollars in padded warranty bills and large-scale violations of the company's ethics policy. So he ended up on trial. Edgley was sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison.
3 to 5 years?
Yep.
Ow.
That's all. This guy's got it made, huh?
He's killed 2 people.
I know.
At least.
Yep.
3 to 5 and convicted in 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years.
Amazing.
Unbelievable.
However, Massachusetts, first state.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but John Kerry,
oh God,
was beginning his public service career as assistant district attorney when he was tapped to serve as a prosecutor in Edgley's 1977 rape case.
Kerry prosecuted this guy once.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was not a very strong case against Edgley, despite witnesses to the assault. The rape trial began on January 1st, 1975, when Edgley and 3 other men picked up a young woman, a prostitute at Merrimack Street Bar, my turf, and drove the woman to a wooden mirror and forced her, Unable to complete the act, the men assaulted the woman. After the assault, the men drove the victim back to the bar. Kerry told me
men plural. There's a group of men.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And they drove her back to the bar.
Yeah.
Not the way I would have gone.
No.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he was having. I don't want to get into the whole details of this thing, but let's get to the bottom line.
You can at least drop her off at home.
Yep. And it's important. The other man in the car, each who admitted lied in previous statements to investigators, testified that Edgley, 49, had sexually assaulted the woman, and the jury convicted him of rape.
Yeah.
For the first time in his life, Edgley was given a serious jail sentence.
So the
18 to 30 years.
Oh my God. So the rape occurred after the murders.
Yeah, after the first 2 years. But you blame him. He thought he was like Teflon Don.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I get away with murders. I can get away with a rape.
Yep.
I wonder if they were able to introduce any of the murder details in the case.
A break in the Smith murder case came before. So he was arrested. He was convicted for the fraud, warranty fraud in the thing. He wasn't convicted for the murder of the guy.
Oh, God. Okay.
Okay. So a break came in the Smith case. Frank Smith was the guy that was murdered, right? In the Motorgate fraud case was wrapped up before Edgley faced off with Jan Curry. After a few weeks, Smith's body turned up in the river in Danvers and called the local hospital where James Dotson, a Butley employee, had spent the day with Edgley and Smith, each lying near death from stab wounds.
Oh.
He wanted to talk. Oh, the other guy. Remember the other guy? So John, yeah. So Smith was the guy that worked for General Motors, right?
Right.
Well, he was found dead in the thing. Well, they also got a call from a local hospital when Jay Dodson, who was the last seen with him in Edgley,
Yep.
was in the hospital with
Stab wounds. Wow.
Lying near death from stab wounds. He wanted to talk to authorities. Dodson told police that he had witnessed Edgley shoot Smith and dump his body into Danvers rivers after 12 hours booze fest. Demon liquor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it was a liquid lunch.
It's a deathbed confession.
It was a liquid lunch.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Yep. Yeah. So that's what happened.
Oh, wow. This guy, never heard of this guy.
Edgley?
He had quite a run of it.
Oh, there's more. I want to get to. I don't know if we're going to get enough time to get this all in today. What time is it? Oh, yeah, we can get to it.
Yep.
So, anyways, Edgley claimed it was the mob that killed Smith.
Okay, there you go.
The jury did not believe him. In 1978, Edgley was convicted on first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison.
Nice.
Oh, but there's more. Oh.
Trying to find a picture of George.
So here's the other thing. Okay. Now, Edgley had a daughter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she was found murdered in her apartment right here in Methuen. If you go, I forget the name of the street. You know where the Burnham Road and that whole thing heading to Five Corners.
Oh, yeah. I know you are.
Yeah, there's I guess 4 apartment brick building there, and she was found murdered in there not too long. So lots of crap happened to this family. But one of the things I did find out is that the house that Edgley lived in, there you go. And that was the site I was on, by the way.
Okay.
The house that Edgley lived in, that people had bought it, and they were being tormented by some entity.
Yes.
They were actually physically harmed
By the entity. Okay.
And the police were called in and everything else, and they experienced this themselves. So the people who were in the house moved. Okay.
Yep.
And they moved to Dracut, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dracut police received a call not long after that the same thing was occurring in the Dracut home.
So whatever it was followed them to Dracut.
Yeah. So much so that the police officers wouldn't go in unless they had 2 people with them.
The police officers,
Yeah, wouldn't go in
because they were afraid of encountering.
I don't remember all the details or anything. We can probably look it up. I'm sure they might not have it on here. but yeah, I'm trying to remember what date it was too. But this is all to do with the Edgerly house. They will this person that was living in the Edgerly house was tormented. They left. They went into to Dragut. The same thing occurred there, and things. So all this curse is on the Edgerly family and the Edgerly house and stuff.
What time frame was all this happening? Because Edgerly himself didn't die till 2007.
Yeah, he died in prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't him chasing them around.
No. He was in prison at that time.
Yeah.
I'm talking about after his house. So, let's see. How do you spell it? Oh. I mean, this is told to me by...
Now, have you ever investigated this house? Or
No.
No?
They won't even tell you because they don't want to...
They won't tell you where the house is? Oh.
Yeah, they won't tell me because of people living in it. They don't want to...
Sure.
Yeah, you know what it's like. But I was told by Dragut cops years ago about this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So apparently, at least one police officer experienced some of this.
Yes, definitely.
Wow. See, that's what I want. Those are the stories I want to hear right there.
I know, but unfortunately, a lot of people won't talk to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they don't want to be thought of as crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or they don't want their...
Plus, those police officers are getting old at this point.
Yeah.
I would imagine. Although, I don't know what the time frame was of this paranormal activity.
So it would be probably in the 80s, I would guess.
Yeah, still getting
I
old.
think, yeah.
Those police officers are getting old.
Yeah, I mean, it just happened that I was speaking to one cop. I was out one time, I think, at a cemetery or something at nighttime. They came up. What are you doing there? I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm just checking out some equipment and stuff. And oh, really? And so we started talking, and they always have a story. So that's what I find out. People, especially back in the day, to me, did you see that?
Yeah, I did. George is after you.
Now, look at my hands are on the thing.
Yep.
There's no cords next to this thing.
Yep.
Do.
George, if you're here.
Yes, if you're here, can you knock once?
Let's see. I was so tempted to knock right then.
Yeah, could have done it. Oh, funny story is
if George, if you're here, can you play a Stones song on Big 103?
Yeah, talk about you kidding, you would have knocked then, right? So yeah. I was at mass on Sunday, and the choir guy comes in and plays the organ there and things. So he comes in, and every time he goes into mass, this is before mass starts, he gets in. So he goes in, he walks into the church, he says, "Hello, God." So he told me one time he did that, and the deacon was behind the statue, and he said, "Hello." It scared the hell out of him.
I like it.
Yeah, so
go for it.
Yeah. Well, we are running out of time on this thing. I do want to mention a couple of other things. The Edgerly thing is interesting. Let's see if I can find out more information on that.
Yeah,
house.
I'd like to hear more about the house and the problems there.
Yeah, it's it wasn't like something I was looking at to do, but I was curious about it.
No, and that you buried the lead. That was the best part of the story. I mean, the murders and the rape were kind of fun, but
the murders are I mean,
but
me,
that haunting, the
can you imagine getting away with all that I mean, doing all that. You talk about how evil people are, how stupid people are. Well, and I guess he was, I got away with murder once, I can get away twice.
You have to have a different mentality, because I'm guessing if it was me, and I'm guessing if it were you and you got away with murder once, you'd just keep a low profile, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I dodged a bullet. I'm going to stay under the radar.
Yeah, I'll take this one and go.
You went right back after it. You want to talk about the top 10 causes of accidental death?
Sure.
In this country?
Yeah, may as well.
This is kind of
a couple of minutes.
This is kind of a dated article because it's 2017.
That's fine.
2017 results because it was the only one that presented it in a way that was useful to us here. You want to go 1 to 10? You want to go 10 to 1?
10 to 1.
All right, 10 to 1. And this is 2017 numbers and the comparison to 2016. So the 10th most frequent cause of accidental death is machinery.
Okay.
572 deaths in 2017. That was down 6.2% from the year before. Number 9, struck by or struck against. So struck by a car, or I don't know what struck against would be. 806, that's plus 2% from the year before. Natural heat or cold, so a thermal death, 1,269. That was plus 6.7%. Mechanical suffocation, that they put separate from machinery, which is kind of interesting.
Mechanical suffocation.
Mechanical suffocation. So maybe your tie get caught in a machine or something, and I don't know. But anyway, that was 1730, number 7, down 2.9%. Fires, flames, smoke, 2,812, and number 6, plus 3% from the year before. Number 5, drowning, 3,709, minus down 2% from the year before. Number 4, suffocation by ingestion or inhalation, 5,216, plus 8% from the year before. Falls, now we're getting to the hefty numbers here. Falls, 36,338 people died from falls in 2017, up 4.8% from 2016. Number 2, motor vehicles, 40,231, down 0.2% from the year before. And number 1, got a guess? 64,795 people died from this in 2017.
No clue.
Poisoning, including drug overdose.
Really? Oh, that would make sense. Yeah, drug overdose in there.
Plus 11.1% from the year before. And I'm guessing a lot of that gain is drug overdose. Right?
Yeah.
Which one, if you had to choose one of these, which way would you go?
Huh?
Because there are ways I don't want to go. I don't want to drown. I don't want to die in a fire. Right?
What was it?
I don't want to be suffocated in any way.
I guess drugs.
Yeah.
Well, seeing what happened to my cat when I had to put it down, I guess,
Yeah, if that works the right way, yeah.
Well, don't say that.
No, I mean, if it's peaceful, you could, there are ways you can die from drugs and poisoning that probably wouldn't be peaceful.
I guess.
Yeah.
This is so weird. I'm trying to look at some stuff and there's no. There's like stuff you can't find anything on it. It's like it's almost blocked or something.
What, the guy George Easley's house?
It's
couldn't find anything either.
Yeah,
just a quick search, but I couldn't find anything while I was going.
It's just like weird. It's like was the murder, especially in this area of the century at the time.
And listen, we all know there are a lot of
body cut up and found in Beaver Brook. So
right, and we all know that there are a lot of people in this area that are into this kind of thing. You would think this story would have been researched.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
It amazes me. Anyways,
so what's going on? The police are involved. They're suppressing information.
I have no clue. It's just strange. The only way
you must get that a lot when you're at a place. And what do? I'm a paranormal investigator, and then people just start talking.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I told you when I was on the Harvard Pilgrim Appeals Board, right? And I sat with like the top echelon of Harvard Pilgrim. The CEOs, the lawyers, the doctor. Head of all the departments, your psychology, so neurology, all of them. Anyways, they all sat in the stupid board, and they all knew what I did, and I'd always have to come early to tell them what I've been up to. Yeah, but they also had their own stories, and that's where I got that one about the one in Haverhill there about the guy that was a doctor of psychology, that psychiatric, and that had the Christmas haunting in his house. That some woman was so obese that when they brought her out the door, and that they had to turn the gurney a little bit, and she fell out because she was so heavy. And he hears that at Christmas time. He didn't know what was going on until
he researched the story himself.
And David told him and some other stuff, and he did it. So the weird stuff.
They'll tell you because you're open to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You tell that story at a cocktail party, someone's gonna
But not
Bring
so
the guys in
now.
the white
Nowadays, it isn't as cool because there's so much stuff on the TV that
Yep.
people thinks it's cool, so they just
Yep.
talk about it. So it's like,
Yep.
whatever. Everything's paranormal nowadays.
Everyone's got a
Back then, if you were going to talk about it, you really had to have an experience. Now, like, it's cool, so anybody can say anything's paranormal.
Yep.
So, anyways, we got to end the show. We want to thank you so much. Today's show is brought to you by Circles of Wisdom, 386 Merrimack Street, Bethune, Massachusetts, and the Gallant Messier Family Law Group, 15 High Street, North Andover, Massachusetts, and our very good friends on Patreon, Ghost Chronicles Patreon, Ghost Chronicles Radio on Patreon, and catch us on iTunes, TuneIn, TogiNet, whatever. No more iTunes, huh?
Nope, it's Apple Podcasts.
See you next week.
From goalies to ghosties, long-leggedy beasties, and things that go bump in the night. Deliver us, good Lord.